Hi again, this is ML Reads back with Chapter 7 Part B of the Elementalists Book 1 by Pixelberry Studios Choices app. If you want to watch any of the other videos in this series, I will link that main playlist in the description. Otherwise, let's jump back in to Chapter 7, Office Hours. Continue playing. Alright, so context. Eli, Griffin, Shreya, Zeph and Beckett are all officially a friendship group now, and Shreya has dubbed them the Penned Pals, and they're going to band together and try to help Eli figure out what's going on in her life. But they're going to do that a little bit later, and in the meantime, Eli is trying to decide if she should go do her homework or keep hanging out with Griffin in his secret hideout that he has revealed to the friendship group. So the free choice is I should hang out with you, I should do my homework, and the premium choice is I'd love to. And as you can see, I have not taken this choice before, so this is a new scene for me. Griffin, after the day you've had, I think you deserve some time to rest. You plop down on the floor next to Griffin, taking a moment to look around the room. You smile. Eli, so... And then the options are, was all this stuff here before? Or are those little figures your favourite thief teams? Or doesn't this place get lonely? We'll go with, was all this stuff here before? Griffin, no. I snuck it in over the course of a month. After I found this place, I waited a week before spending any time here. Eli, so you knew it was off limits? Griffin, I suspected, so I started small. I left behind some books and pencils, but they never moved, so I decided to fill it up. Eli, how'd you manage the table? There's no way it fit through the trapdoor. Griffin, you mean my holoplay? I dismantled it and enchanted the pieces to follow me from my room. I was like the conductor of a bizarre train. I definitely got some weird looks for that, but I just told everyone I desperately needed to practice my air magic, and they just let it go. Eli, where'd you even hear about this place? I'm guessing you didn't find it by just bumping into the wall. Griffin, actually, I kind of did. My freshman roommate and I didn't really get along. He was up at all hours and always partying. And like Griffin's a total introvert. Griffin, sometimes it was easier to stay out all night rather than try to go back to my room. Aww. Eli, that sounds miserable. Yeah, it does. Poor guy. Griffin, it was, but it all worked out. I was wandering the halls late one night and I was pretty tired, so I walked right into a wall. I put a hand up to catch myself, which pressed the switch, and the ladder nearly dropped on my head. I've been coming here ever since. Eli, I'm surprised you haven't moved your bed here, or at least installed a TV. Griffin, I think that'd be a bit excessive. I do have my phono player though. Like a phonograph? Griffin stands up and returns with a small, intricately decorated music box, a brass horn jutting up from it. Yeah, so it's like a mini phono... Now I'm double, guessing myself. Phonograph, gramophone. One of those old school record players. It's like a mini version of that with, exposed gears, and the front of it kind of actually looks like an old school tape player. And then, so you're telling me this plays music? Griffin, of course it plays music. This one's by Dream Engineer. They're one of my favourites. Griffin twirls his finger in front of the music box. Its exposed gears begin spinning, and music pours out of it as if it were a stereo. You close your eyes and let the soft rhythms wash over you. Slowly, your whole body starts to feel like jello, and everything around you seems to wiggle, and the background is, wavy and glitchy. Eli, whoa! Does all magical music make you feel this way? Griffin, no. There's all sorts of different effects. Like neon black makes you see really weird hallucinations. The sound of a harp rings out, soft and sweet, with bass underneath it. However, there's a strange, unnatural growling sound every so often. Eli, and what's that noise? Is it an instrument? Griffin, oh, that's a choral harmonica, made by the merfolk. It sounds much sweeter underwater. So, what do you think? Do you like it? Eli, this music is, and the choices are, awesome or not my style. If I experienced this in real life, I'd probably say this music is awesome. Eli, I've never felt this relaxed in my life. I feel like I could just melt into the floor and never move. It's great. Griffin, yeah, it's really useful when you're trying to go to sleep. It'll knock you right out. Eli, I'm seriously gonna have to borrow this muse, or however you borrow magical music. Griffin, I'll get you a copy, and I'm sure you can find a phono somewhere in Penn Square. You and Griffin listen to a few more songs, and just as you find yourself relaxing, Griffin clears his throat. Griffin, it's nearly 10. We should probably go meet up with the others. Eli, just as I was getting comfortable. Griffin stands and offers you his hand to help you up. Eli, Griffin, I just wanted to say, and then the options are, thanks for letting me hang with you. I'm glad you've got my back, or we should plan dates like this more often. I just wanted to say, thanks for letting me hang with you. Eli, I didn't realise how much I needed this. Between getting sucked through a portal and getting attacked by monsters, I feel like I haven't had a moment to breathe. Griffin, the roost is always open to you when you need to get away. Eli, despite getting attacked, this evening turned out pretty nice. But you know what could make it even better? Griffin, finding info on that monster? Eli, okay, other than that. Griffin, I don't know. What is it? Eli, and then the choices are high five, or bear hug, or little romance. Oh man, okay, now we're gonna go a bear hug. Griffin, you might regret that. Griffin pulls you into a tight hug, nearly crushing you against his chest. Eli, yep, starting to regret it already. Griffin laughs loudly, the sound echoing around the room, and you can't help but join in as he lets you go. Griffin, there's plenty more where that came from. Eli, I think I've had my fill. I'll probably be sore tomorrow morning. Griffin, thanks for keeping me company, Eli. It's nice having someone I can just relax with. Birds of a feather, you spent time with Griffin in the roost. Eli, trust me, I needed this as much as you did. Now let's get going before the others start bickering. With a laugh, you and Griffin head to the library to meet up with the rest of your friends. You arrive at the library to find Shreya, Zeph, and Beckett all crowded around a table. Eli, after all the time Beckett and I spent in here shelving books, finding what we need should be a breeze. Beckett, don't underestimate the library, Eli. It has all sorts of secrets. Eli, so where should we start? Beckett, the most effective method would be divide and conquer. We should each gather a stack of books that look relevant and skim through them. Griffin and I will handle investigating this rock the monster left behind. I know a few geology texts that might have the answer, and Griffin is an Earth at, so that makes sense. Shreya, then Zeph and I will look into the reflection you keep seeing. Eli, and I'll try to find information on the monsters. You and your friends split up, heading to different sections of the library, and bring stacks of books back to a central table. You spend the next hour poring over books for any relevant information. Zeph, hey Shreya, look at what I drew next to this unicorn. Shreya, is its horn stabbing someone in the butt? Griffin, will you two actually focus and quit drawing in library books? We have work to do. Beckett, what do you mean, drawing in library books? You can't be serious. You wouldn't actually. You shake your head as Griffin starts erasing the drawing and pick up an encyclopedia of magical creatures. You flip through the pages, stopping on one with a number of illustrations. Eli, and then she's thinking this, I wonder if one of these attacked me. Maybe it's and the options are the Kraken, the shadow creature, or the evil cat. We'll go, maybe it's the shadow creature. You hold the book out, showing your friends the picture. Eli, what do you think about this? It looks like it's made out of the same substance as the monsters I've fought. Beckett, possibly. Let me see that. Beckett takes the book from you, his eyes scanning the page. Beckett, it says here that this monster appears sporadically and has only ever been seen on the west coast. Eli, well then, guess we'd better keep looking. Yeah, I have no idea where in America they are supposed to be living in. As you turn back to the encyclopedia, you glance over at Zeph's book, its bright colours catching your eye. And then it's showing you this book that says Chapter 6 and it's got like a rainbow illustration on the page. Take a peek. Eli, Zeph, that doesn't look like research. Zeph, oh, sorry, I got distracted. Poor Zeph, he's like not cut out for this. Zeph rubs the back of his neck sheepishly as he sets the book to the side. You grab another book from your pile when Shreya calls to you from a nearby aisle. Shreya, hey Eli, come take a look at this. Eli, did you find something on the creature? Shreya, even better. I thought I'd see if the spellwork section had anything in it, and I found this moon spell. It could help with our investigation. Eli, a moon spell? But Shreya, that's pretty high-level magic. I don't think I could do that. Shreya, nonsense. Aren't you a sun-at? You should have more than enough potential to pull it off. Besides, it's way too useful to pass up. Eli, what does it do? Shreya, moon magic deals with emotions and manipulating them. This spell makes a person more open, so they'll be more willing to tell you secrets. Eli, so it's like a truth spell? Shreya, not quite. They won't tell you anything they wouldn't normally, but they will be more talkative about what they really think. Eli, if we could figure out who to ask, this spell could help us get more information on these attacks. Shreya, exactly. And since I'm feeling generous, I'll even let you practice using it on me. Honestly, if I have to read another dry tome, I might die. Tutorial. Learn the moon spell to learn more about Shreya and to help gather information in future. And here we have another premium choice. So the free choice is Shreya, we should stay focused. And the premium choice is that sounds useful. And we are going to learn this spell. Shreya, that sounds useful. Eli, you're a genius. Shreya, I know. It's a natural talent. Shreya loops her arms in yours and leads you to a secluded section of the library. Shreya, come on then, try it on me. The book says you first have to clear your mind of all emotion. Then you put your hand on the person's shoulder and stare deeply into their eyes. You take a deep breath, forcing the smile from your face. You watch Shreya, and as you reach for her shoulder, she bats her eyelashes at you. Eli, Shreya, quit it. I can't clear my emotions if you're goofing off. Shreya, what? Am I distracting you? You shake your head and look deeply into Shreya's eyes. As your feelings bubble up, you push them away. The tips of your fingers grow warm as you channel your magic into them and you touch Shreya's shoulder. Eli, well, do you feel any different? Shreya, yeah, I feel like... Eli, are you really wearing those shoes? What were you thinking this morning? They don't go with your outfit at all. Eli, I mean... Shreya, you look so precious when you're embarrassed. I really should tease you more often, just to see that face. It's priceless. Eli, at least we know it works, but I'm starting to think this was a bad idea. Shreya, don't be ridiculous. I'm having fun. Now, ask me something. Eli, Shreya, and then the options are, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? Or tell me an embarrassing story about yourself. We'll go, Shreya, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? Shreya, one time I was at a party thrown by one of my family's business partners, and I was wearing a dress by Monsieur Kilian Wiedemork. And my friend dared me to jump off the roof into the pool. Eli, that actually seems pretty tame for you, Shreya. Shreya, it would have been, but I totally forgot my dress had been enchanted to be spill-proof, repelling any liquid it came in contact with. Eli, wait. Does that mean you repelled all the water out of the pool when you landed? Were you okay? Shreya, I was fine. I got really lucky. My feet hit the water first, then not a second after, the pool sort of exploded. Quick, ask me something else. Eli, And then the options are, can I cut up one of your dresses? Or why is a raven like a writing desk? It's kind of random. Can I cut up one of your dresses? I was thinking about making some new thief flags. The sparklers will really distract the other players. Shreya, no way in hell. Eli, why don't you tell me how you really feel? Shreya, there isn't a spell on earth that could convince me to part with one of my dresses. Besides, it already wore off, genius. And you're lucky it did. If you'd actually taken my dress, they'd never find your body. Oh. Eli, Shreya, you're ridiculous. Shreya, I would argue that I know how to have a good time. After all, I did make this moon spell more entertaining for you. Oh, and Eli, just so you know, if you tell anyone about this, I will personally fill your room with sleethers. Eli, I don't know what a sleether is, and I don't really want to find out. Spell learned. You can now use the moon spell. Cool, 2 spells in 1 chapter. Kind of expensive, but hey. Suddenly, you hear raised voices coming from your table. You and Shreya exchange a look before hurrying back to find Griffin and Beckett arguing. Beckett, it's the best way for us to... Griffin, it's not an option. Eli, whoa, what's going on here? Griffin, he's suggesting a ridiculous... Beckett, what I'm suggesting would make finding what we're looking for a lot easier. Eli, what do you mean? Beckett, I know a spell that summons what a person needs if they concentrate hard enough, including a book with the information you're looking for. Griffin, it's too risky. If something goes wrong, it could... Beckett, I am fully capable. The spell just involves placing my hand on the forehead of the person I'm casting on. It is not a big deal. Eli, I want to... And then the options are do the spell or know the risks first. We'll go, I want to know the risks first. Just so I know what I'm getting myself into. Beckett huffs, crossing his arms. Beckett, when channeled wrong, the spell can leave the individual confused, sometimes for days, but I am a very skilled caster. You'll be fine. Eli, this would be faster than searching by hand. Griffin opens his mouth as if to protest, but then shuts it. He gives you a firm nod. Eli, all right, I think it's worth the risk. Beckett, now, just think about these shadow monsters you encountered. Beckett reaches out and places his hand on your forehead. You close your eyes and think about the creatures that attacked you. And then it shows like the red shadow monster, and then like the big black shadow monster. Then, all of a sudden, your vision goes white. It's your bathroom, it's like the dorm room, it's the lake where you saw your reflection, the hallway where you got attacked, and then back in the library. You clutch your head as your vision comes back. Griffin takes a worried step toward you. Griffin, Eli, are you okay? Eli, I'm fine. That was just a lot. You wait for a few moments, but nothing seems to have changed. Beckett, that should have... Suddenly, you hear a loud thud. You glance around at the rest of your friends and then hear it again. You follow the sound, winding through the aisles as the thuds grow louder and louder. It leads you to a bookcase pressed up against the wall. Eli, the sound is coming from behind it? And I can feel an air current. I think there might be some kind of hidden room. Griffin and Zeph shift the bookcase out of the way, revealing an opening behind it. A book immediately flaps toward you, landing in your hand already open. You turn it over to look at the cover. Librarian, who is making all that racket? Okay, now I've never seen the librarian and I don't know their personality, but that's just what their voice is going to be. Shreya, Eli, hurry. I don't think we're supposed to be here. And then it's showing you this book that's like a brown cover with gold foiling on it, and down the center of the book there are these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 circles, or maybe gemstones, and I guess they all represent each of the elements, so from top to bottom: fire, water, earth, air, wood, metal, sun, moon, and blood. Open the book. You flip back to the open page and quickly start scanning it. Eli, and then she's reading this. There have been no recorded instances of a blood at successfully taking a human soul. For more information, see the diagram on page 394. Ooh, that's creepy, and that's also a Harry Potter reference. You quickly flip to page 394, only to find it missing. You examine the binding, where some bits of torn paper stick out. Eli, where are the rest of the pages? Griffin, Eli, we've got to go. The librarian's coming. You let go of the book and it flaps back into the room. Griffin and Zeph quickly shift the bookcase back into place, just as the librarian, Mr. Corningshrip, turns the corner. You all hurry down the next aisle before he can spot you, and quietly make your way to the other end of the library. Eli, that book was open to the page on blood magic, and Asta said she heard the word blood when the trees spoke to her. We must be on the right track. Griffin, maybe someone's using blood magic to send those monsters after you. Zeph, why would someone go through all that effort though? Blood magic is notoriously difficult to do. Shreya, not to mention illegal. Whoever they are, they must really want to get you, Eli. Eli, I'm so confused. I just want to know, and then the options are what that hidden room was, or who ripped those pages out, or what was on those missing pages. We'll go, I just want to know what that hidden room was. Beckett, there have always been rumours about a hidden section of the library. Supposedly, it goes on endlessly. Someone once tried to see where it ended, but they never returned. So the passage was sealed up. Ooh. Eli, obviously it wasn't permanent. Shreya, should we try to sneak back inside once the librarian is gone? See if we can learn anything else. Eli, I don't know. The pages we need were all ripped out. Zeph, maybe they're somewhere inside? Beckett, doubtful. If there was anything more useful to us than that book, my spell would have summoned it instead. Griffin, which means we should probably call it a night. I don't think the library will have any more answers for us. Shreya, I feel like we barely learned anything. Too bad someone ripped out those pages. Then at least we'd have a lead. Beckett, I'd say it was a fairly successful night, actually. Now we know what type of magic to associate with these creatures. Zeph, and we discovered another cool Pendergast secret. Eli, you're right. We're one step closer to figuring all this out. You and your friends head out of the library, feeling more sure of yourselves than when you first arrived. Later that night, you step out of the shower and pull on your pajamas. Eli, I'm so tired. And I thought life couldn't get any crazier after magic existing, but no, monsters are trying to kill me too. You shake your head in disbelief and catch a glimpse of your hazy reflection in the steamed up mirror. Oh no, this again. You squint and notice that your hair looks wrong. And it's like your weird reflection and it's like staring at you with a worried expression. You rub your eyes and look away, but the reflection remains motionless, staring at you. Eli, not again. Your breath catches in your throat, and you stand there frozen as your reflection raises a finger to the glass. Oh, what's it gonna do? It's drawing B-L-O-O-D, blood. Of course it is. Okay, and that is chapter 7 complete. And that is the end of the chapter. Yeah, I feel like that ending would have been a lot more creepy and menacing, as obviously intended, if we hadn't gotten all of the premium choices and we didn't get all of the clues about the blood at stuff and the blood magic stuff. But yeah, there you go. If anyone had any doubts, yes, there is blood magic involved in this mystery surrounding Eli. And oh yeah, big shout out to any of my new listeners and viewers who have come over from my real life or from any of my other online platforms through music. Welcome to my brand new little side project. And I hope everyone is enjoying these videos so far. If you are, please do consider giving them a like. I would just really appreciate it. And that's all for today. I will see you all next time for the next one. Bye.